you demand it have to be on Friday?
You know, Friday is my day.
It is that.
Yeah, you know.
It certainly is that.
Best day of the week.
So, what do you think about the Raiders' move for Gruden, Cube? What do you think?
You know, nostalgia. You know, I'm very like, yo, this is back to the Chucky days. But we'll see. You know, it's always weird when a coach has been off the sideline for, you know, been off the sideline for a while and come back. You know, I know we saw old boy, the Rams did it. Won the Super Bowl.
Vermeil.
Yeah,
right.
He did it. So hopefully, you know, Gruden got the same thing going for him, and we'll see. You know, I know he stole a Super Bowl from us, conspiring with his old coach, Bill Callahan. Yeah, that didn't.
Ooh,
that hurt. But
Is that something that was a prevailing thought within the front offices of the Oakland Raiders?
You didn't say Bill. Just change the damn formation.
You know, the calls, the something, right? You know, it was. Look, let me tell you something I've learned.
Yes.
When I'm sitting here with Cube,
yes.
people want to hear from Cube. Okay,
Don't
so we'll
deflect.
let Cube take it.
Do not deflect.
It was.
You're not allowed to deflect.
If you remember, that was a Super Bowl the last time, and I hope for the league's sake, the only time that there wasn't the 2-week break between
Right.
the championship game and the Super Bowl. There was only a 1-week break.
Yes.
So I still bristle every time I hear coaches talking about, well, you know, we use the first week to get everything in order and players tend to their family needs and the logistics because the second week is all football. Well, we didn't have a second week. So you look, it's not excuse making, but I'm still annoyed.
because of that.
And we had to play in that
Well, and that
garbage of a
feeds-
stadium in San Diego.
and
And you shouldn't have to play a Super Bowl in your enemy's stadium.
That did in fact happen. So there was a lot of things that were
And we wore white.
working against.
It was a lot of bad things.
It's a lot of bad things. What would Al, Amy, think about Gruden being back, and for the amount of money for which he is back? What do you think?
Wow, that's a two-part question.
It is. It is.
You know, that's a big financial undertaking. I haven't read the contract, so I don't comment on contracts I've not read.
What if it
because
was 10
I would
years,
be
$100
stunned.
million?
Well, but we know, you know, you don't know. The devil lies in the details, Rich. Is there a buyout provision? Is there an opt-out provision? Is there a sliding scale?
Okay.
No matter how you carve it, it is a lot of money. But look, the Raiders had some very, very shrewd business reasons for making a deal like that. The team is leaving a market in which those magnificent, magnificent fans have supported the team through thick and thin, and they need to keep those fans engaged for a minimum of a year, possibly more, that the team will be there before they say, bye, Felicia. And now they're going to a market in which they have a lot of expensive
That's
product.
not Los Angeles, though, so that's a mistake. But go ahead.
There you go. But look, the team's undertaking a really breathtaking amount of debt for the new facility in Vegas. And they've got a lot of really, really expensive product to sell. Suites, club seats, sponsorships, all of those things. And so signing Gruden is very shrewd from a business standpoint. He's going to energize the fan base.
The fact, though, that he is back on the sideline in the silver and black, is that something Al wanted? Did he want that?
It's not something that ever came up. I mean, we never talked about it.
Never?
Al
Because of the way it all broke up?
Al would want on the sideline anyone that he believed could help the team win. So it would depend on his analysis. Was that going to help the team win or not?
So then let's dive deeper into the pool then. Kaepernick, would Al have signed him amongst everything that's going on right now?
If he believed that Kaepernick could help the team win, he would sign him. In other words, I'm not suggesting he would or he wouldn't. I don't know the answer to that.
Of course.
But what I do know is his analysis would have been, can this man make my team better? Can he help us win? And if the answer to that was yes, none of the other issues would impact his decision.
Well, I mean, you are the personification of Al Davis's groundbreaking management of a National Football League or a major sports organization. Obviously, he hired the first African-American head coach as well. Do you think...
And Tom Flores.
Right, Tom Flores as well. Do you think Al would have been fine with Kaepernick taking a knee? How do you think he would have been in the meetings?
You know, Al's,
that are going on right
it's
now?
a question I'm asked a lot. Al absolutely believed in our freedoms and our freedoms to express ourselves. He also was very, very, very patriotic. So ultimately his decision, and by the way, those are not mutually inconsistent.
Correct.
When
Right.
you talk, and certainly when I've talked to many, many, many members of our armed services, their response to all of this hullabaloo is Amy, we enlisted to defend and protect the rights of others to say that with which we disagree. That's sort of the heart of what we believe in. So those aren't mutually inconsistent. And I'll come back to the point I made earlier. Al's decision would have been entirely X's and O's. Can this player help my team?
When it all comes down to it, right now he has filed a grievance to get back in the NFL. And he has deposed an owner, a general manager, and a head coach in Bob McNair, Ozzie Newsome, and John Harbaugh in the last 2 weeks. I guess last one for you on this one, Amy. Do you think the fact that he has filed this grievance prevents any owner from going ahead and being able to look McNair in the face and say, I know he sat there and he deposed you, I believe wearing a Kunta Kinte T-shirt while he did it, and sat there and watched Bob McNair answer Q&A. That I'm still signing this guy. Do you think that his grievance is preventing him from getting a job right now?
Well, if it is, that's absolutely, it's silly because, and I'm saying it's silly from a business standpoint, because if the league wants to cap its damages, and I'm using cap in the sense of CAP, not in the sense of his name.
KAEP.
Right, if they want to put a cap on damages, sign him. Because then even if and to the extent he proves collusion in his grievance, you've capped the damages he can recover and limited it to the period of time the grievance covers.
Mm-hmm. Or they can just sign him and let him play. Like, let the man play football if he can make your team.
And the question is, how can he not make your team right? I mean, based on some of the quarterbacks who have been signed over the last weeks, months.
I mean, if I'm a lawyer for the league right now,
yes,
I'm saying to someone, if you want to limit damages that he may ultimately recover, sign him.
What do you think of all this, Q?
I think it's ridiculous. I think, you should, the whole purpose, you should be able to do what you want to do. And when the flag is playing, national anthem is playing, you should be able to do what you want to do. At home, you're doing what you want to do. You're on the couch, you're on the phone, you're doing what you want to do. This country is backwards. You look at somebody like Roseanne, who her national anthem, singing the national anthem was like one of the most terrible things I ever seen. And now she's the biggest, got the biggest ratings on TV. But Kaepernick is out of a job for taking a knee and silently protesting. This is backwards, upside down. It's craziness.
Do you have any, is the national anthem being played at any of the Big 3 games? Do you do that?
We played them last year, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is there any rule or conversation that you've had on anything?
No, you do what you want to do.
Okay.
You can go to get some popcorn if you want to, go to the bathroom, whatever you want to do.
Cube and Amy Trask.
It's a free country.
Cube and Amy Trask, founder and chairman of the Big 3 Basketball League. That's going to be tipping off again on June 22nd in Houston, Texas at the Toyota Center.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.